good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's another edition of politics on the streets. Yesterday, 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 a human rights activist and a senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has told President Tinubu that the president cannot ban protests, and the president does not have any constitutional right to ban protests as as long as as long as this protest is a peaceful protest, and then also that the president cannot propose a jail time for people that will criticize him. That see, as long as he's still the president of Nigerians, people would always criticize his policy and his what and his administration. Now, sorry, see, let me read this. Now, he said economic hardship. Parliament said price of price of spaghetti jumped from 950 jumps jumps to 950 from how much 18 naira. He said single egg 300, butter 1400, sardine 1200, 50 kg 50 kg bag of rice now 77,000. So he said, see, in spite of all this, Nigerians would criticize them, and then see, Nigerians have every right to protest. So how would you react to it? So do you think it is a welcome call by the human rights activists?
And I think Falana, I think that's a welcome development. Falana has come a long way, to do the right thing, needful, especially in every administration that comes and go, in Nigeria. Yes, in the recent time, we discovered that prices of food items in Nigeria, skyrocketed to the level of, unbearable. Is a level is at level unbearable now. Because look at the price of cement, for instance. It sold 15,000 in Abuja, 13,000 in the Mid-Belt, some part of southern Nigeria, 14,000. So imagine who among us again could afford to build a house. It's unbearable. The policies of Buhari Tinubu administration presently is what attracts most of the critics to nail his administration. And he is not being, how do I put it, repentant about it. He's trying to show us that Tinubu runs a dictatorial government. Tinubu, people warned experts before he was elected last year, a presidential election by Nigerians, that Tinubu was a dictator because his body language read that he is currently. He was a dictator when he was a Lagos state governor, and currently he is. He's showing all over him. Why must you suddenly harm critics of your administration? Why must you harm critics or the opposition of this unbearable, government policies, your administration? You should not nail or harm the opposition or your critics, because when an administration is criticized, he or the person in charge should know the right way to go. I didn't understand. It is a way of telling you, these are where you are getting it wrong. These are how you should get it right. So when you don't have listening ear to the critics or to the opposition, it means you either run a tyrannical system of government or a dictatorial system of government.
Okay, now, putting it by this way now, protest is now we got to know that protest is constitutional in the law. So is government bringing and looking for a proposed means to ban protest? Because if not so, Falana wouldn't have come out to air his view about protest. Now
that is their body language. That's where they are heading to. They don't want anybody to rise against them or say something against them. What they want you to be doing this time around is to cooperate with them. Whatever policy they come out with, you are going to absorb it, which is not done in any advanced society. we are in a democratical,
System of government.
yes, system of democratic, what do you call it, dispensation.
Yes,
So we must with, come up with criticism.
exactly.
That is how you tell government this is the way to do it. So if you ban protest, probably I don't think it can all go well with the human rights organizations, even the labor group. They will come against you.
Now, not
People
even
must criticize you.
not even banning protest. Oh. Now, there's also they're proposing a jail term for those whoever who criticize the president. Now, now we know that Nigerians are not supposed to use the foul words to abuse the president, but see, there are levels of constructive criticism in which those criticism would be constructive. So now, do you think President Tinubu administration has taken us back to the stone age, whereby Nigerians will be scared to abuse. Now, that's what he said. A bag of rice is 77,000 naira. It's a bag of cement is 13 plus. Now, a woman slumped yesterday. A woman said she has not eaten for 3 days. She slumped in the market. Now, in spite of all these mess, are you saying Nigerians should keep short and start eating praise on the president that Mr. Tinubu, you've done well? Because this same government, we saw how Tinubu and co criticized Goodluck Jonathan, and then Jonathan was the most abused president in Nigeria then. And then despite all this, he did not say let us jail people who have criticized me. He not even plan to go and protest. Now the same platform they use to win election. Now they want to use that platform and then jail people. You think that will go well in the history of Nigeria?
I don't think it will. It is not going to go well because as we are speaking now, so we're discussing the situation, political situation of this country. We are still telling them the right thing to do, how to make amendments. And again, jail tenure for for protesters, I think it will get us to the military stage, not even stone stage. It was military administration that you don't have to protest or criticize the head of states. Even Abacha and Babangida, I don't think the opposition were much, clamped down as what is going on now. They clamped down on opposition during Abacha Babangida regime. I don't think so. I don't think so. If they begin to legislate on, law, rules, and regulation, if they want to regulate protest or criticism, and they come out with jail tenure for erring or culpable Nigerians, I think they are taking us back to military regime. Military, they decree, they don't make laws, they don't legislate. So if he does that, I don't think he's going to last. I'm telling, listen and listen good. We are coming up, yes, but Tinubu regime will not last. If he ever dares it, have you forgotten that Tinubu called Jonathan son of a fisherman? Tinubu called Jonathan a drunkard.
Yes, exactly.
Have you forgotten that? Tinubu threatened to run a parallel government if Jonathan continues removing subsidy. That was just 2011. So this time around, he's not going to try it. He's just trying to scare people. His advisors, his subordinates, all the government agencies under his regime, they will get into trouble. We are not trying to abuse anybody here, but we are just trying to proffer solution to the current, prevailing situation in the country. So let me tell you, he is just trying to intimidate people. The administration of yes, he's just bragging. It's not possible.
Now,
you can't jail anybody that criticizes your government. You can't jail protesters. It is our right, constitutional right, to protest when government is not doing anything. A peaceful protest. It's not riot.
Now, do you think if Nigerians want to embark on a peaceful protest, do they need permit from the IGP, from the IG of police? Because now the presidency have said if you want to embark on a protest, you need permit from the police. Do you think that alone is a welcome development? And then see, that is also an avenue to scare away protesters.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm telling you, that they're just trying to intimidate people. because you don't secure excuse from anybody to make your own view. I think understand, if you want to embark on peaceful protest, the only thing you need is olive branch, you need flowers, you need green leaves,
As
you need
as
just
symbols of
as
what?
a symbol of peace.
As symbols of peace.
Yeah, you are on a peaceful protest. See, riot is different from protest. There are two words. When you are rioting, it's always bloody, it's always unbearable, it's full of chaos and violence. But when you are on protest, you come to correct government, you come to send message to the government that they are not getting it right. We are not rioting. Nigerians are not rioting. The laborers are just embarking on protest to make a correction, to amend. It's a message of amendment. Do you understand? So let me tell you, uh, Tinubu is not getting it right this time, and the APC as a party, they have failed Nigeria. Not they are going to, no, not in advancement. They are, no, they have failed Nigerians. They have come short of what their promises portended in the past. Then what they did, the PDP administration, is what they are going contrary contrary to. So they are not getting it right. So everybody is annoyed. Imagine you told me a woman collapsed, slumped. What if she died? Do you know how many that slumped and died?
On a daily
There are
basis.
many on daily basis.
And now the government is saying nobody should criticize their what
The
administration
administration, that is where we are drifting
into anarchy.
lawlessness. So let me tell you, it's not going to happen at all. Tinubu himself, and I'm talking to you now, is afraid, because I've never seen a situation whereby a pint of rice is now sold almost 5,000 naira. Derica of rice 1,002.
Yes.
A pint of garri 3,000 plus.
Yes.
Ijebu garri that is cheapest is
That's the
above
food of a common
2,000.
man.
The least food of a common man in Nigeria has gone high. Nothing is affordable in the market anymore. You can't make a pot of soup now, as I'm talking to you, with 10,000 naira.
Not possible.
It's not possible. An average family in Nigeria that are
And
well fed
and our minimum wage is still
undermined here. They have not. It's still
$10
or $15.
Now,
No.
now, Mr. Raf, look at this scenario. The president chief of staff to the president, yeah, Femi Gbajamila. Now, also, he said that social media is now a menace. Yeah, menace. Now, also, they are trying to regulate social media. But one thing I want to say, my submission is the same Gbajamila in 2011, when there was crisis in the House of Rep, Maja jumped the fence of the what
House of Rep.
yes House of Rep. It was social media that helped him
To scale through.
It was the same social media they want to ban now. It was there he also had his view concerning happening in the country. Now the same platform you've used to excel now. You want to ban.
You turn against the same platform.
You want to turn against that platform. Now, what is always wrong with what is the issue with our lawmakers, with our leaders? When they excel through a platform, then see, he was
turn against the same platform.
Then Baja was in what? In the what? Opposition. Now he is now in the ruling party. Why does he want to turn against the same platform that gave him leverage?
Okay, let me tell you, the social media in Nigeria, I don't want to use the word tabloid, because tabloid has to do with writers, I mean journalists, as in media houses, newspaper. I just want to use the word social media in general. They have unearthed many facts that Tinubu is not a capable hand. Tinubu is absolutely an incompetent Nigerian president ever. Because look at whatever he objected in the past. I mean, whatever he turned against, or he talked or said many things against in the past, is what he is using now to fight people, I mean the critics.
Yes.
I didn't understand. Social media, it was what the Tinubus, the Bajamilians used against PDP administration. Social media helped APC during the 16-year administration of PDP in Nigeria.
Yes.
They used it.
We saw it.
We saw it. We were not children then. It's in the same social media that they turn against now. Then let me tell you, social media has done a lot to unearthing, to unravel what is going on in this present administration. And the Tinubus, the Bajamilians, all the government agencies within this administration, they are not happy with social media because social media has gone a long way to expose what is happening in the dark. And if you look at the current government agents, they are not happy with it. That's why they want to regulate it to make sure that all their dirty linen are hidden. They don't want to expose all their dirty games, the evils they are doing in the darkness. So that's why they gone up against social media. If you say, what is wrong with this administration? What is wrong with this president? Does it mean that Nigerian problem, is inexplicable? It is explicable. We know corruption has eaten deep in this system, and if you're a good man, corruption will rise as a monster and eat you up. So what is going on now is that in the system now, all the corrupt leaders are against the good ones, and the good ones are tired. What happened now is that they are joining the bad ones. There's no how this administration will get it right. I'm telling you. Clamp down on social media or not clamp down on social media, Nigeria is finished. No going back. See, do you know how many tons of grain federal government promised Nigerians to distribute? Have you ever had it in the history of this country or history of democracy? It's something that happened in the monarchical era. During the time when the king was the divine ruler or leader in the West, in the Western world, it was their responsibility to distribute food to the subjects. It can happen during democratic setup. Even from 1776, when democracy was strongly, deeply rooted in the United States of America till date, there was never a time government called people, current democratic government, the leader, call people to congregate around the presidential villa, started distributing food. No. This is during the dark ages,
now,
the stone ages something.
Now, government is now proposing a law to ban protests, to jail critics, and then also to regulate social media. Now, all these three items, all these three things that are listed here now, don't you think that is where the common man uses to express their factions against government policy? Now, if this thing is being implemented, don't you think every Nigerians will now become a slave in their country?
Probably that is what the situation is degenerating to. Nigerian situation now is deteriorating to that level, but I'm telling you that it is impossible. If Buhari, almighty Buhari, that did not hear come or go, could not succeed on clamping down on us, because we are the people we are talking about here, Tinubu can never. Bajamila, or what do you call this man again? Chief of Staff, Bajamila. They can never. God's will above you, they can never scale through to that. He can never ever legislate any law in the house there that will clamp down on social media, platforms. The more you go against social media, the stronger they grow. Let me tell you, there are many apps. If you clamp down on us, the highest thing you can do is you keep on using, you send out DSS to go after people. You trace people's NIN. I think you understand. Information profile. I didn't understand, and clamp down on them. Then let me tell you, the worst they can do is to block the network, to block Twitter, to block Yahoo, to block Instagram, YouTube, and so on and so forth. But IT experts, they've come out with many apps in the social media that can resist this. You can't block. VPN alone is enough. VPN or YouTube. Yes, YouTube, all those social media, you can still get them here and do whatever you want to do. And anybody that wants to watch you within Nigeria will use it. It's an app. And many more. I'm just telling you about VPN. There are many. So they are doing it, they were doing it during Buhari administration, but when they found all these apps that they exist, they are tired. They back out. It is not possible.
I need to ask you this question. Why is our government here Nigerians always afraid of criticism?
Because they know they are not getting it right, and they are very, very ashamed of themselves, especially when there is this world summit of G7, GDs, pollution, weather, whatever, that one was, they always have the summit in Denmark, Copenhagen. When they come out to talk about weather, come out to talk about this, they are afraid of themselves because they believe that the world leaders will regarded them at the high extreme. Just imagine a country that is among the world most, rich in oil production. We are among top 10. So they believe that we are rich. They believe that we are the one feeding Europe, if not Britain. As I'm talking to you now, the reason why they are doing this is that their prestige, their integrity is on the line here. You can't say is an inexplicable phenomenon that Nigerian rulers don't want themselves criticized. They know that they are exploiting us. Okay. They are enslaving Nigerians. What is happening here, it can't happen in the Western world. So they are ashamed of themselves. That's why they always don't want themselves, us criticize them.
Now, thank you for coming to the show, Mr. Ralph. Now, lastly, before I go, I'll make this submission that the government should have a think on this policy that protesters should not be arrested. Everybody has that fundamental human right to always air his or her view, or also air his displeasure concerning what is happening in Nigeria. So, Mr. President, if you don't want to be criticized, you need to do the needful. And then what is this for? Address the pressing needs of Nigerians. No good leader should be afraid of criticism. Criticism has come to stay. And then people would always speak or air their views about your government. The bag of rice is 77,000.
Wow.
And you expect people
it's unbearable
not to speak. People will speak out.
People must speak out.
A bowl of garri is how much? 2,100
something.
Bumbo. Nigerians are dying on a daily basis. Just what I told you.
Yes.
A woman collapsed 3 days ago just in the market because she said she had not eaten for 3 days. So there's no how people, if you cannot cope in office as a public officer, the best thing is for you to resign. So if you don't want criticism, because that office is a public office, yes. People will not criticize you. So if you cannot bear that criticism,
resign and allow the competent person to take over your position to deliver good governance.
Allow the competent person to take over your post, and then let them deliver good governance.
Thank you.
Good governance.
Yeah.
Thank you. You can like and share our videos. News Point TV. Subscribe to our TV, News Point TV. Thank you.